Will you stop that? I'm trying to think.
I'm glad I don't have your problems.
How'd you like an official American League baseball in your mouth?
I've got to talk to you, Stanley. I mean, a really serious, important talk.
Well, everybody in this house has to talk to somebody. Why don't you take a number off the wall and wait your turn?
I had a dream last night. It was about this girl.
Slow this down, because here's stuff that you're going to be potentially teased about forever. You know, this is just ammunition.
I can't tell you her name, but she's gorgeous. We were really kissing hard and rubbing up against each other. And I felt this tremendous buildup coming like at the end of the 39 steps. When suddenly there was an explosion and everything rushed and flowed out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I ever had in my life. And when I woke up, I was...
All wet?
Yeah. How'd you know?
It was a wet dream. You had a wet dream. I have them all the time.
You do?
You're the only one in the world that this has happened to. You're the only one, Joe.
You mean there's nothing wrong with you if it happens?
You never had one before?
Yeah, but I slept through it.
Well, didn't you ever do it yourself?
Gross.
What do you mean?
Didn't you ever diddle with yourself?
No, never.
Baloney. I've heard you. You do it 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy.
More uptight. You know, you do it. He's calling your bluff. It's, wait a minute. You know, you're the only one that does that. You've discovered it, and it's potential blackmail.
You're crazy. What do you mean, diddle?
Masturbate? Whack off?
Will you be quiet? Lawyer might hear you.
There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody does it. It's natural.
Yeah, don't relax.
Especially at our age.
Yeah, don't relax. You got to get this letter done. So every answer you give him is as clipped and the least amount of information that you can give him.
What do you mean, everybody? You know guys that do it?
Every guy I know does it. Except Haskell Flatman. Fat kid. He does it to other guys.
Oh.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Where do you get all this stuff from?
This is great, Joe. This is your favorite subject, sex. Oh, yeah. Where do you get this stuff? I want to learn more about it.
Isn't it like a medical book or something?
It's puberty.
It's what?
Puberty. Haven't you ever heard that word? Don't you read books?
Yeah, the Citadel by A.J. Cronin. But he never mentioned puberty.
Yeah. Remember, it's a dirty word. Joe.
Well, even Pop did.
Pop? Our Pop? You know what, Stanley? I think you're full of shit.
Hey! Don't use that language. What do you think you are? You're just a kid. Don't ever let me hear you use that word again.
I don't get you, Stanley. You mean it's okay for you to say puberty, but I can't say shit?
Yes. Puberty's scientific. Shit is what the kids at the beach use.
Well, what do you expect me to say when you tell me that Pop whacked off?
Well, I mean, he did it before, you know. He was married. Not now.
Don't relax, Paul. Don't relax.
When he was 13 or 14. Well, everybody in the world whacks off.
President Roosevelt, too?
Rich kids are the worst. They do it day and night. You know, when they go to college, they sit in their dorms whacking off and drinking beer.
This is the most useful information you've ever taught me.
Okay, now the good stuff.
What about girls?
Girls do it 5 times as much as boys.
Take that in, Joe. Take that
5
in.
times as much? Is that an actual figure? Where do you know all this from?
You pick it up. You learn it. It passes down from generation to generation. That's how culture spreads.
5 times as much? Some of them don't even say hello to you, and they're at home all night, whacking off?
They have the same needs as we do.
Well, then why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
If you were a girl, would you like some guy jumping at you, grabbing your boobs?
Think about it, Joe.
If I had boobs, I would love to touch them. Wouldn't you?
I've got my own problems to think about.
He's really interested, Joe. Oh boy, this is the great stuff.
How do girls do it?
I can't explain it.
Please, Stanley, I'll be your slave for a month. Tell me how they do it.
I need a pencil or paper. No, I'll do it later.
Do you want crayons? Maybe you should do it in color.
I've got my own problems to think about. I don't have time to draw girls masturbating for you.
I'll bet Nora doesn't do it.
Boy, could I win money from you.
Huh?
You think she's in the bathroom 7 times a day taking showers?
She does it in the bathroom?
I knew 2 girls who would do it in the English class. I knew this one girl. She did during the final exam. Got a 98%. Is that who you were thinking about last night?
No, it was somebody else. One of the beach girls.
No, it was Nora. I knew it.
Now you're going to be teased forever.
I knew why you dropped your napkin 17 times last night.
She drives me crazy. I think I'm in love with her.
Yeah? Well, forget it. She's your cousin.
What's wrong with being in love with your cousin?
Because it's against the laws of nature. If she was your stepsister, it would be okay. It would be dirty, but it would be okay. But you can't love your cousin. Let me give you a piece of advice. When you start puberty, don't start with somebody in your own house.
Who made up those rules? Franklin Roosevelt married his cousin.
Yeah, well, maybe she was a 2nd or 3rd cousin. Look, you can't marry your first cousin. You'd have a baby with 9 heads. Wish Pop would get back. I gotta talk to him.
I still would love to see her naked. Just once. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, I do it all the time.
Thunderstruck.
You've seen Nora naked?
Lots of times. I fix the lock on the bathroom door so I can open it and pretend I didn't think anybody was in there.
I can't believe it! What a pig! What did she look like?
All I can say is I was pretty miserable. She was my first cousin.
Okay, and torture him, Paul. Torture him.
The whole night I discovered that lust and guilt were very closely related. I've got to wash up.
Have a good time.
I don't do that.